Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to some Black Ops gameplay. Haven't played this for a long time. Took me ages to get it online as well because it kept saying the servers weren't available, but I managed to fix that in the end. If anybody's having the same problem with PS3, just message me and I'll tell you what I done and it should work. I managed to get it back online. So anyway, we'll let this chug away in the background. It's quite a decent gameplay with the PM63, I think it is, with nothing much on it apart from extended mags and a run round and be a bit of an idiot. So, Bus Tale number 3 today. So it's only a short video, so I've got to get through this fairly quickly. Right, what it consists of, Bus Tale number 3. I work for a coach company that used to do Spanish holidays, and the coach used to come back as far as Dover with 2 drivers, and then me and a good friend who used to work together all the time used to pick the coach up from Dover and drop the people off across the country in the UK, and then go straight to the next pickup, start picking new people up and take them back down to Dover to start their holiday. So it was all done without going to a base or a depot or anything like that. It was all done on the move. So we picked this coach up and it had to go into Wales somewhere, Cardiff area and places, to drop people off. So we finally got everybody dropped off, and by this time it was about 12 o'clock midnight, and we had to head up to the northeast and start picking up around Hull and all places like that. So in between, on the empty leg of the journey, it fell to one of us to clean the coach out. As you can imagine, it had been 10 days in Spain and it was a right filthy mess. So I drew the unlucky straw for cleaning it this time, so I got the mop and bucket out and the brush and everything out the side, and we set off and I started sweeping the coach and stuff like that, and finally got all the rubbish emptied out, the ashtrays, because in those days you could smoke on the coach in those days, and the coach could also do 70 mile an hour, and it could also go in the outside lane. Damn health and safety, what's going on there? We were all perfectly safe in them days. That's another story though. So anyway, this lad who I was with, Steve his name is, he was a cracking lad, and he said to me, what's the toilet like, Bob? Have you had a look at the toilet? So I says, no, I haven't. I says, I'll go down and have a look at that in a minute. So I went down the steps in the middle of the coach and opened the door, and this toilet, oh dear, it absolutely stunk. It were brimming to the top, it was. It's like a chemical toilet that you get in a caravan, and it was absolutely gopping, filthy, dirty, stinky state. So I went back and told him, and I said, we're going to have to drop this toilet somewhere. We can't pick people up with this toilet like this. It needs emptying and refilling. So he said, well, there's no services on this motorway that cater for a toilet drop. So he says, best thing to do, he said, is just pull the valve underneath it. And he said, just pull it slowly and it will just dribble out. It will just leak out as we go along, he says, and in an hour or so it should have all drained out and we'll be able to refill it. So I says, yeah, that's not a bad idea that, Steve. So I goes back, and I was sort of halfway down the stairs and talking to him, and I said to him, are we clear behind? So he says, yeah, he said, just pull it a little bit. So I'm tugging on this handle, tugging, and it won't move because of all the weight of the liquid. And then all of a sudden this handle just comes completely out and it dumps the whole toilet at 70 miles an hour on the motorway, and it just hit the road in one great big load. And consequently, of course, it all sprayed upside of the coach, and with the drag of the air behind the coach, it all pulled it up the back of the coach as well. So he saw it in the mirror, he saw this great big sort of haze in the mirror, and he says to me, what have you done? And I says, oh no, I said, it's just pulled all the way out. I said, toilet's definitely empty now. So he says, we better pull up when it gets daylight a bit, he says, and have a look at the side of the coach. So as soon as it started to become light, it was about 4 or 5 in the morning, we pulled up at the side of the road, only to discover that there was poo and tissue paper and everything all upside of the coach. It was disgusting. So we had to use a mop and bucket and everything and try and clean all this nonsense off the side of the coach before we started picking people up for the next holiday. So we managed to get that done anyway. So this was just a short game, and don't empty a chemical toilet on a motorway. That's all I can say, really. It wasn't a bad game with the PM63. I think I got first blood and last kill, so it was nice to put a bit of Black Ops up on the channel for a change. And so it's Psychopathic signing out, and talk to you all again soon. Ta-da.